live. Rod knock. Hold on, I'll be right there. I gotta set something up in the computer, do a couple of things, and I gotta tackle that oil pan. Yep. Oh, jeez. Computer over here is acting like it got amnesia and stuff. So, all right, who's in the chat? No one in the chat? Yo, what's happening? I can't read that, bro. Can't read that, sorry. Simply Lorena. Hi. How you doing? Gotta be, gotta figure out how this oil here doesn't look like it's gonna be, I don't think. Good morning, yeah. Good morning to you. I know it's morning over there, but yeah. Over here it's evening time. It's like 4:39. Holy cow, I think it's 4:39 a.m. where you're at, isn't it? I think so. Huh. I gotta go grab a tool. Just bring. That's what I should do. Yeah. Who's in here? Working on street race car. Street race car. Hope the signal's okay. Sometimes the signal doesn't like the garage. Lately, it seems like hold on. Lately, I'll be doing a live, and all of a sudden, my live would end all on its own. I don't get what's going on, and it'll pull up the stats without me touching anything. It'll just shoot. Last night I was doing a live, and it ended and pulled up the stats automatically. I'm like, what's going on here? So I don't know if that's a new thing or maybe it's a connection thing with the internet. I don't know. It's definitely new to me. Wonder if anyone else is having that issue. Right? Holy cow, this bolt's longer than the snake's fart. Holy smokes. that one. That's how you move an oil pan. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, that's nice. Got loose bolts in the engine. Brand new engine. Brand new engine. That's always nice, huh? Right? How you like that? That's what you get, you know, $40,000 motor, and that's what they use for a spacer. That's what they use for a spacer. How appropriate. I swear, you don't know what you're getting these days when you buy something, when you buy a motor. People just like to rip you off. That's what it is. Look at this is everything. This is everything that fell out of the motor when I took the oil pan off. So he had these stacked up in the motor. For this, like this. How do you like that, huh? Garbage. Garbage. Yeah, they'll build you a motor, all right. They don't care. Nobody cares about what they do nowadays. Shoot, I wouldn't be happy with something like that. Would you? Would you be happy? Spent $40,000 on a motor, and they stack a bunch of nuts up. They stack a bunch of nuts up for a spacer. They can't buy a $5 spacer. They got to use $20 in bolt nuts. It's crazy. I got a bunch of scraping to do. Simply Lorena. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to give you a moderator. Christopher Robin. So who's new? Nobody's new, dude. Nobody. Why is a pound down anyway? 40K? It's an engine. Yeah. Yeah, 40,000, and they stack up a bunch of nuts in the motor for a spacer. It's a Hemi. It's a Hemi. It's a Hemi. Hey, I got a BGE block. It's got the whole 9 yards. Y'all know what a BGE block is? It's kind of, I think it weighs like 20 pounds more than the regular Hemi. Something like that. Some people like to say, you know, something like dramatic, like, oh, it's like 50 pounds heavier than the regular Hemi. No, it's not. It's only like 15, 20, something like that. Yeah, the oil pan has to come off because it needs a turbo drain. I gotta weld a turbo drain on it. Hemi. Might as well check the torque converter bolts. Oh, I see they got washers for spacers with that too. That's nice. Their transmission line needs replaced. Actually needs rerouted. That's crazy. It kind of serpentines around. It's not good. It's leaking. Of course it's leaking. Wow. It's got a transmission cooler leaking. Got all kinds of stuff. Tommy John. I think Dodge days are numbered, getting rid of the only car they sell and getting rid of the V8 in the trucks. Dealership in my town has no vehicles on the lot. Yeah, people keep saying a lot of things are over. And yet here we are. I don't believe anything on the internet. JB, what's happening? JB, hope everything's going good for you. Thank you for stopping in here or hanging out. Join the chat. No. This car is customer. Not my customer, but guy I work with. Good to hear that, JB. Oh yeah, when I took the look. It had no bolt in the steering stem, right? Washers were stacked up for a spacer here. I can't even, yeah. That's a lot better than what it was a few days ago. The filter was hanging down. They put self-tapping screws right into the thin plate instead of going an inch over into double wall plate. But if it was me, I would never put self-tapping screws there, but that's what they want. Look at that axle, huh? Yeah, look at that axle. Of course, the drive shaft is rubbing through the fuel cell, or the fuel tank. I shouldn't say fuel cell, like they always do. It's got 3 fuel pumps. 3. Three fuel pumps. It's getting Holly coils, Dominator. It's getting the whole 9 yards. Pulling the harness, repairing the harness, integrating it with the Dominator system, integrating it with the fuel system, all PTFE, Apex Turbo. Good stuff. Trey Green. Were you here yesterday? I think you were here yesterday. I don't know what this one's going to make. Probably around 2,000 or something. Judging by the size of the turbo, I'd say 22. He's got stock motor mounts, of course, hacked off from the original frame. Still got the Pentastar emblem on them, the little sticker. Of course, the first motor grenaded. So of course, he needs to go bigger turbo. That's a normal thing to do. His engine grenades oil baths the whole underbelly of the car, and his reply to that is, let's get a big turbo. Let's get a bigger turbo. That's the answer for everything. Bigger turbo. No, turbos actually help engines live longer, within reason. I bet you them torque converter bolts are loose. I'm gonna get the flywheel tool. And of course, it's at the other shop. I have to get the other flywheel tool. It was a little loose, not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, turn. Seen a lot worse. Oh, I've seen a lot worse. Car comes in here, you put 2 more turns on the torque converter bolts. See, going between it's not too bad. Going between 2 shops, you lose track of where the tools go. And I'd rather do this with a flywheel tool, but kind of is what it is right now. That one's all right. A little bit loose. Oh, that one's tight. Oh, there's 2 tight ones. Not bad. 2 out of 6. 2 out of 6 ain't bad, huh? Dougster Wolverine Garage. Let me give you a moderator. Is that Inday? Is that your Ninja? Huh? Purple People Eater. Purple People Eater. Yeah, so let's see. You gotta get 2 gaskets. Maybe not. Maybe I can salvage that one. Yeah, 2 gaskets, maybe. I'll just get 2. Replace them. Top and bottom. What is that? What is dripping? Is that Loctite? Huh. They use so much Loctite, it's just dripping everywhere. Oh, look at that. The hose is cracked. Wow. So you gotta go through this stuff. People just put this stuff together, and if it blows up or something happens, they just blame the other guy. Gonna have to fix that. You got it. Thank you. You know I like tools. Thanks very much. You know you like tools, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Transmission line's leaking. Gonna have to take out the headlight to get to the transmission cooler. Yeah, it's all oil bath from the other engine grenading. Oh, look at that. It's just floating in there. Transmission cooler's held in there by the hoses. Rule number 1, trust no. Yeah, you got it. You know, Doug, the stuff I see with automotive after being a tech for 40 years just kills me. Tell you what, you know it's a dying breed? The real mechanics. The ones that can just look at something and be like, okay, let me just dive into it. Like Smokey Unit, right? Just dive right into it, figure it out. Nope. You take your car to an automotive shop, and the first thing they do they'll waste an hour, hour and a half looking up how to replace it or a video on it rather than just get into it, figure it out, and make it work. It's pathetic. Go to any automotive shop. You have a young buck there, this is what he does. That thing is almost rated up as a trash truck. Trash truck. The trash truck. So, trash truck. Speaking of a trash truck, not JB's, mine, the Durango. So nobody makes pistons, the pistons I want for it, right? What kind of pistons do I want for it? I want my own design piston in there. So I got with the machinist got with the manufacturer, and manufacturer's like, huh, interesting. Okay, we can do that. It'll take about a week to get a drawing. I got to approve the drawing. And something I started doing a long time ago, like probably 15 years ago. Was it 15? Let's see, that was Don's bike. That was Don's motorcycle. Yeah, so it had to have been like 15 years ago because I used a set of flat top Wiseco's for a Harley, right? And the chamber was really big. It was an Evo. So I had to weld the chamber closed, get it nice and a small chamber, right, to use with flat tops. And I had to quench set at 30 thou because those engines grow 50,000s when they're hot. So I had a tight quench. And one thing that helped the rings last and remove any kind of, have you ever seen if your quench is too tight, right? They always say, oh, if your piston's not hitting the head, you're losing power on the tape. No, that's not, no, you never, no, you don't want it that tight. Never. And it's not because the piston's gonna, you know, hit the head or anything like. It's too tight of a quench. What you have detonation areas, okay? And I have a piston. I lost the piston. I gotta find it. But you'll see where there's like, what happens is when you look at the piston head and your quench is too tight, you'll have cratering. It'll actually crater out the piston, right? So what you do, if you do run a real tight quench like that, you put side grooves in it. You groove the chamber. Like if you got a closed chamber and you got a quench pad where the quench pad is, I'll scribe a ditch or valley into it, and that'll direct all the air into the center of the chamber instead of trapping it, because you know your piston rocks, right?
Well, if your piston rocks like this and your quench area is over here, I mean, it's going to crater your piston. And people are like, oh, it's hitting the cylinder head. No, you created an issue. You got too quite tight of a quench. Yeah, yes, Smokey Unic did say if your piston's not hitting the head, you're losing power on, or you're leaving power on the table. He didn't mean that, okay? I mean, come on. He didn't mean exactly that. I gotta find that piston and do a video on it. I probably threw it away and didn't even know it. Got boxes of stuff just laying around the house. Actually, I had a damn a scrapper guy come over, and he loaded up his trailer. It was overfilled. It was overfilled with single hump heads, double hump heads, 041 heads, 041X heads, the 46s, the 933s, 833s. I had some garbage heads in there, okay? I had some 307 heads. They weren't all good. I kept two sets, though. I kept two sets of good wrench heads, which are the double hump camel style, but instead of them having the baby bottoms, some of them call them the camel humps, what they have is like two spikes, and that's the good wrench heads that were cast after the double humps. And the only difference, the runner's the same, the bolt pattern's the same. The only difference between a good wrench head, the 041X, and those camel humps is the you can actually bolt accessory drives on the front of them. Those are I got two sets of heads like that now. I got rid of all the other garbage. Blown up Muncie transmissions, M22s, M21s, aluminum cases, cast iron cases, it all went in the trash. Got rid of it all. I was tired of sitting on it. The audio craps out, huh? Sorry. Yeah, the signal in the garage here is not good. Sorry. Maybe if I get closer to the door. My friend was turned away from a repair shop simply because it had a car, but none of the techs knew how to work on it. What happened to try? What happened to try? Yep. Garage 54. How come that sounds familiar? Garage 54. Oh, yeah. Where's everybody at? Oh, the signal. The signal's bad in here. I'm sorry. Baby G. Baby G. Yeah. Brand new motor. Brand new motor. And that's kind of nut they use. How dirty that is. Just came back from the engine builder. There's the witness marks right there.